right for me. Ooh, and I'm feeling good.
Hear what I say. We are the business today. Fuck shit is finished today. RT and J.
What is going on, everybody? It's your boy Average Leader here with another video, and today we are tackling number 412, Fizz Buzz. This question is commonly asked by Microsoft and Apple in the last 6 months. If you guys could go ahead and hit that subscribe and like button, that would mean the world to me. It helps my channel out a ton by giving it more exposure to people that don't know me. And if you want to see another problem done, just comment down below and I'll make sure to do it for you. And with that all out of the way, here we go. Now, this question, Leetcode is marked as easy, but I'm telling you, this is a hard problem. Like, this one took a long time for me to wrap my head around. It really tested my knowledge of like computer science and Java principles, object-oriented programming, artificial intelligence, machine learning, computer vision, deep learning. Like, I don't know how this one problem could do it, but it did it for me. And like, I don't want you guys to go through the same thing that I did. It took me hours to finish this problem the first time. So I will try to get this to you in about 10 minutes or less, okay? And if I can do it in that time, then that's a miracle because it's such a hard problem. But let's see, we have to write a program that outputs the string representation of numbers from 1 to n. But for multiples of 3, it should output Fizz instead of the number, and for the multiples of 5, output Buzz. For numbers which are multiples of both 3 and 5, output Fizz Buzz. Okay, this is interesting, so let's just look at this example real quick. So in our return list, we have 1, 2, and where 3 would be, since 3 is a multiple of 3, we actually output Fizz in place of 3. Then we have 4, 5. So instead of 5, since 5 is a multiple of 5, we actually output Buzz in the place of 5. And we would have 6, but then 6 is a multiple of 3, so that's why we have Fizz. And we go all the way down to 15 here, since n is 15, so we go all the way down to 15. But since 15 is a multiple of 3 and 5, we actually output Fizz Buzz here. Okay, cool. This is okay. I know, very hard. It's really testing my mental juices right now. Very hard. So if we're supposed to output Fizz for all multiples of 3, right? What does that mean? So that means that number that we're looking at, like, for example, 6 is a multiple of 3, so that means it's divisible by 3, which means that when it's divided by 3, it actually has a remainder of 0. And I know most of you guys know this, but I'm just letting you all know. So is there maybe an operator that we can use that easily tells us if a number has a remainder of 0 after it's been divided by another number? Well, we can actually use the modulus operator, and in Java, that operator is actually this % right here. So all we do is for each number that we would iterate through from 1 all the way to 15, we would just check to see if that number mod 3 equals 0, and if that number mod 5 also equals 0, then we would output Fizz Buzz in that location. If that number mod 3 equals 0 but not 5, then we would output Fizz for that location. And if a number mod 5 equals 0, but that number mod 3 doesn't equal 0, then we would output Buzz. So I know, once again, super hard problem. Like, I don't even know how I came up with that solution, but let's code something out. So first things first, I always start with the return type. So we are supposed to return a list of strings, and I'll just call it ans for answer, new array list. All right, and now we need to iterate from what? From 1 to n. So let's have a for loop that will go from int I equals 1, and we'll go all the way down to n. So to make sure that we're including n, I'll say I is less than or equal to n, and then I will increment I. And at each iteration, all we want to do is check to see if I mod 3 and I mod 5, if I mod 3 equals 0 and I mod 5 equals 0, that means that that number, that I at that specific point, is divisible by 3 and 5, hence it's multiples of both 3 and 5, so we should output Fizz Buzz right there. So all I'll do is add Fizz Buzz at that location. So ants.add Fizz Buzz. All right, else if I, now we can just pick one of the cases. If I mod 3 equals 0, then we'll just start with that. If I mod 3 equals 0, then all we have to do is add Fizz to our array list. So ants.add Fizz. And we'll just finish off the last case. Else if I mod 5 equals 0, then we add Buzz. Now, if all 3 of these cases fail, right, we need to just add like the string representation of each of the numbers into our array list, right? So we need an else statement. We can't just do it outside of the else. We can't make sure we can't add it every single time. We need one of these cases to fail for us to add the number into our answer array list. So I'll have an else here. And in there, I'll just add the string representation of each of the integers. Now, the most efficient way we can do this, time complexity wise, is just call the toString of the integer class. So all I do is integer.toString, and I just pass in the integer that we would want to convert into a string. So that would just be I in this case. And now after this for loop, we should have a fully populated answer array list. So at the end, I just return answer or ants. And now let's see, this is the hardest code that I've ever written in my life. So like I'm gonna be shocked if I don't, have a mistake of sort. Oh my goodness, can you see that? Not a single mistake on the first try. All right, let's submit this. And boom, look at that. So 1 millisecond faster than 99.76% of Java submissions, so that's really good. And I know what you're thinking, like, dang, like average leader has to be some next level type genius to solve this type of problem. But no, this is all jokes aside right now. This is a very straightforward problem. I can't see this be like a final round interview type problem. Maybe for like a phone round, or like maybe for like a warm up or something like that. Maybe for a online assessment, I can see maybe this problem be given as like one of the problems. But no, for the majority of the situations, I can see this. I don't really see this being asked by many of the companies anymore. But it's actually kind of funny. Like if we look at the 6 months to 1 year ago, there's Bloomberg, Amazon, Cisco, VMware, a few more companies here that have asked the question. And then 1 year to 2 years ago, a lot more. Google, Facebook, all these other companies asked this question. So it's kind of interesting to see, how far we've come. But anyways, yeah, let's talk about the runtime real quick. Time and space complexity. So since we have this for loop that goes from 1 to n, we can say that the time complexity is O of n, since we're actually going through each and every single one of those elements from 1 to n. And then the space complexity, since we have like this answer array that we're adding up to n elements to our answer array. So this would be an O of n space complexity. And yeah, that's how you got to do this problem. So this is actually like a very straightforward problem. More than anything, I guess if a company were to ask this, I think they're just looking to make sure that like you have like good coding principles, making sure that we have like our most important condition at the very top. Like we want this condition to execute before any of these. And then, once you have, if we don't have this condition passed, then like it doesn't matter if we, add Fizz or Buzz. So we can put this in any order that we want. And maybe they're checking to see if you can add to our return answer array list very efficiently. So you can see that like when we do integer.toString, what was our runtime? We had 99. We were faster than 99.7% of submissions, right? But like if I were to just take our number and then add some quotes around it, making it a string, right? Let me run this, make sure that still works. Yeah, that ran. I guarantee this is slower. Oh yeah, look at that, faster than 22%. So actually like putting it around quotes is like it's clearly less efficient than just calling the toString of an integer. So I don't think the interviewers are like checking to see if you can, if you know the integer, that 2-string, or if you know that this is like the most efficient way, but I don't know, something to consider. But anyways, that's how you do this problem. If you found any value from this video, if you got a little chuckle out of this video, you know, go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, comment down below on any video you want to see done. I'll make sure to do it for you. And yeah, guys, hope you guys have a great rest of the day, and I'll see you guys next time.
Taming of me and my bra. Live like a man, but I'm animal raw.
We are the murderers there. Dealt with the jail and we murdered the murderers there. Then went to hell and discovered the devil delivered some hurt and despair. Used to have power to push. Now I smoke pounds of the push. Holy, I'm burning the bush. Now I give a fuck about none of this shit. You run her over and out of this bitch.